Tape marker. Let's talk movies, guys. Action. What's going on, Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan, Ryan680.
I'm Angela,
and this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk fans, thank you so much for watching by us. And if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up on our review, guys. Let's talk movies, Angela. It's been a long time. It's been a while. We've been on vacation on and off, so I'm ready to get back into the world of film right here. It's starting out our very own musical here, West Side Story, original adaptation that came out. The original play came out in 1957, which the movie did come out a few years later after that. It's been a while. And I know everyone's all nostalgic of just like, oh, Hollywood needs to stop making remakes. But let's be honest, this movie really needed a remake. I mean, since the 1961 original came out, this movie needed a remake. I just feel like at a time, a point in our lives right now, especially with everything going on, I just feel like this movie needed to get remade in a certain way. And again,
and who better to do that
than Steven Spielberg? Hot A-list director. I mean, top notch. I mean, it's very hard to say a bad movie of Steven Spielberg. We can always compare his films, but again, to get this director really coming in here and change up the whole shape of the film. And there's certain scenes that we get a lot of this movie that are really done very well. When we talk about just the whole setup scene of certain nostalgia, especially for the original film. A lot of the original songs where they take place. I know you mentioned on the rooftop, and we're not going to spoil it for you, by the way. So that rooftop scene, America song.
There's definitely different little subtle changes. I like the music. It's very classic, but almost redone in a way.
Yeah.
It's still true to you get that age or that era. It's supposed to be the 60s. Definitely. That this happens, and you get that based on the singing style, the music, and everything. It was pretty similar to the 60s, but it was kind of redone in ways that made it new. Like you say, there's that one song, the America, where it's normally sung on the rooftop, but then they change it
totally different, and it's done very well. Again, this song feels very different, and it's funny because we saw those scenes of the songs of the original, and it's this is totally different. This is better. In a way, it's just better for me personal wise. It was way better than when we got the original, and again, there's just certain scenes that are just better than they are in the original. And we can't have that. We can't have that perspective. If you don't like the remake, you have the original.
And to be fair, we have not seen the musical, on Broadway or anything like that. So we haven't seen that. So I can't speak for the musical part. But as far as the 1961 film, it is a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely. And we got the two different leads here, ladies and gentlemen, and I know I'm not too familiar, with the guy that let Tony Ansel Elgort. He's done okay movies, I would say, and to see him come into this role and everything, it felt, as far as camera friendly goes, as far as as far as camera friendly with Maria in this movie, Tony and Maria, it's very different. It feels very awkward. Again, this is my perspective of it. It's just, and you don't really get that in the trailers because the trailers kind of give us it's going to be a really different vibe and everything. And the vibe is great. The vibe will go into this movie. You really get into the shape of what kind of tone this movie's going to take you in, because Steven Spielberg knows how to shoot freaking movies, man. He did a great job shooting this film. He did a great job really going into the camera angles in this movie. I enjoyed it.
So I feel like the story itself is classic.
Yeah, of course.
Most everyone knows, if you say West Side Story, most everyone knows the story.
Two gangs. I mean, come on, the Sharks and the Jets.
So you know the story. So I didn't feel like the trailer needed to tell us the story.
Yeah.
But I think the trailer did a really good job of teasing Spielberg's take on it.
Yeah.
The cinematography, the scenes, and I gotta say, it lived up to the expectation. I think it was done so beautifully. The costumes, the sets, they were all done really nice.
Very
choreography was great. It was surprising how it flowed in some of the songs and sequences and everything. The choreography, it was really interesting.
And you can tell, because I loved how real it was, because they were doing it, because a lot of times they were out of breath. And I love that, because that's beautiful. It just, I got chills watching them do it. I was just dude, and then right after that, after they do their finish off their sequence, their scenes and their moves, I was just dude, they're out of breath. Like, this is crazy. This is
joke.
good.
It's
This is real. This is some real stuff right here. Again, though, we did see a lot of good scenes in here as far as dance sequences in here. I really enjoyed the dancing. Choreography was really good, solid choreography. And it's cool because we got to see, actually, I feel like they had to train, not to say that they didn't know, but I feel like they had to train a lot of them to were like, hey, you have to live up to this momentum. You have to live up to this standard that I'm giving you guys. I kind of feel like Spielberg really did that. He's like, we have to live up to the standard the original did and just pay respect towards it. And again, Spielberg did another good thing in this movie. He did, he also did the authenticity, especially when it comes down to like the atmosphere of the Puerto Ricans, the atmosphere of all that just coming together. As far as like, it's funny because we get this a lot, and no, we're not Puerto Ricans, but we're Mexicans. And here's the thing: it's funny because when your mother or your grandmother or your dad, it doesn't matter. Like, if someone gets mad at you, you start talking mad at them in Spanish. And they did that in this movie. I mean, that's not a spoiler. They did that in this movie a lot. And it reverts back to English and Spanish. And it's just so authenticity. It's beautiful. It's done very well. I enjoyed so much of it. Now, let's talk about Rachel Zegler. The lead Maria, man, she does A-list. Like, she is an A-top, really good singer here. I love her highs so much that it kind of, again, I already mentioned it already from the awkward scene between her and Tony. I kind of feel like she goes too high in certain moments where it kind of leaves Tony so low. Again, though, I just feel like he didn't have the range. Just the way the filming was. That was my only problem with it, was with both of them. Every time they sang together, it was not that good in my perspective of it. I kind of felt like she was going way as far as too much of a range. But in the solo acts, Maria, singing, I think it's what's the song called? I Feel Pretty. That was beautiful. She was great in it. I loved it. She sang so beautiful in that, especially whenever she was singing any of those solo parts. Even when they were singing together, her solo parts were just so done very well. But then when they were trying to match them together and really do a duet, the duet songs, I would say, the duets are just not done very well, I would say. Again, that's my preference here, but I just enjoy I enjoyed her take on this.
So this is where I disagree with you. And I already told you before.
Yeah.
So I agree that her highs and his lows didn't really match per se, but that's not the actor's fault. That is the way the music is written. Again, I don't know I haven't seen the Broadway musical. As far as the film, I remember the songs, the duets they sang, but that is the way the music's written. And there's not really much you can change as far as range that the actors are singing. They're trained to sing this song. They're probably given sheet music that they're supposed to follow along. So when you say, oh, she's too high, and he's too low, he needs to be high, he needs to sing higher, that's where I disagree with you. Because he's literally singing the song as it's written. And I think he did a really good job. Now, did it mesh well? Certain parts, no.
Yeah.
Certain parts, I gotta agree with you. It came off awkward. Their love scenes where they're falling in love.
The kissing scene was so awkward. I know you mentioned it too. He was just awkwardly tall. And it was just kind of weird, especially their kissing scenes. It just, again, on camera, on filming wise, when they were together on scene together, it just felt awkward. Like they weren't comfortable around each other on camera if that makes any sense.
I mean, it feels a little forced, but
yeah,
I overall enjoyed their parts together. Did I love it? It was like, oh my god, it's the best. No, but I really enjoyed their parts. It could have been better in certain parts of their duet. Sure, I feel like it didn't, mesh and harmonicize very well. Or what do you call
harmony,
it?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. When they did their solo songs, they had a couple by themselves. It was really nice, and they did really good solo. Like, he had a really good voice. She had a phenomenal voice, so I think they did really good separate, but I get what you're trying to say.
And I have to correct myself. I know him a lot from Baby Driver, which is one of my good films that I really did enjoy. I totally forgot. I don't know why I didn't see his face in it, but again, it's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, it's definitely different. It's definitely different. It's been a while since I've seen him.
It's surprising that he could sing, because to be honest, I never saw Baby Driver.
I couldn't have guessed he could sing. To be honest,
I never saw it. I just recognized him from that film. Yeah. So it's really surprising to see how he can sing, and he can sing pretty well, and he did a pretty good job.
So in that movie Baby Driver, though, he doesn't really talk that much. So that's why it's kind of like.
Okay, all right.
But that's his character. He doesn't really talk that much unless it's to his love interest, and that's who he talks to more. He doesn't even talk to he doesn't talk on camera as much as he should. He's just eating gum or listening to music because he has a hearing. Yeah.
Well, good to know.
Yeah. So was this the film that we deserved, Angela? I mean, would you say? I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I I know you had mentioned it earlier. There's always a little hesitation when we hear
remakes.
They're remaking it and making another one, whatever. It's been there, done that. But I really liked how it came out. To be honest, I was very surprised. It was a gorgeous film. Cinematography was great. Costumes, set, music, everything was great.
Yeah. A good refresh take.
I say yes, because it's definitely, like you said, needed a reboot. I really liked the take on it, so I would say definitely yes, it is the film we deserved because of how it came out.
Yeah, it was definitely a refresh take on it, and it really needed to get a refresher here because I mean it's been a long time since the original.
6
and
days.
Yeah, and I feel like Steven Spielberg was the right person to do it, and he really made this film really good. And I felt like once again I felt like he gave that respect of like, we need to make this a very beautiful.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it right.
They're gonna do it right, exactly. And see, when a filmmaker like Steven Spielberg or any filmmaker really goes in that mindset, sky's the limit, bro. Sky's the limit. But yeah, again, I did love Maria's beautiful voice. She sang so good. Powerful film, and again, though, we see a lot of different takes of different remakes. But I feel like we'll wait another 50, 40 years for the next one to come out.
Really
hopefully. Yeah. We'll wait another 40, 50 years for the next one to come out. But do not forget Maria, though, because we are going to see her in the upcoming film of a live action, Snow White. Yep, Snow White. So she will play Snow White, the first ever Colombian to voice or to act at live action of Snow White. So that'll be really great to see. So I'm definitely excited for that. Ratings, Angela, 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest. What do you give this rating of this movie? I'm going to give it a solid 7.
7.5.
You're on. Okay, all right.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it? Okay, awesome. I'm definitely gonna buy this movie, guys. I'm gonna enjoy it. I can't wait. We got opportunity to watch this in the theater, and it was wow. It was really good to see it in the theater.
Great environment.
Great big screen there, and I loved it. Everyone had a great time at the theater. You could tell the crowd and the audience really enjoyed this movie. And Angela, man, you were crying a lot in this movie.
Hello, do you not know the ending?
Spoil it. Don't spoil it, Angela. Don't spoil it.
It's a classic story. How do you not know how it ends?
Don't spoil it.
People die.
It's a twist. There's a twist of a plot of that plot, and then
of course I cried. I'm a crier. I am a sucker for sad films. I love crying. I cry in the theaters all the time. This made me cry. The acting was so good.
Definitely, yeah, she was. I was just like. Yeah, but all right, guys, thank you so much for watching us. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, you like a review. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Takalianj.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Catch you later.